Good evening and welcome into Nice News. His Majesty the King discusses regional developments with the European Commission President and Cypriot President. The Prime Minister stresses that Syria's security is a key interest for both Jordan and the wider Arab region. And the Finance Minister delivers the 2025 draft General Budget speech before the lower house of Parliament. Hello and welcome again. His Majesty King Abdullah discussed regional developments with European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen and Cypriot President Nikos Christodoulidis. In separate phone calls, His Majesty reaffirmed the need to safeguard Syria's security and the safety of its citizens and to work effectively to ensure Syria's stability. The King called for putting an end to Israel's war on Gaza, urging the international community to bolster the humanitarian response in the Strip. King Abdullah said the international community must step up efforts to create a political horizon to achieve just and comprehensive peace based on the two-state solution. The King also highlighted the importance of exerting all efforts to ensure the success of the ceasefire in Lebanon. Prime Minister Jafar Hassan reaffirmed Jordan's position on the ongoing crisis in Syria, emphasizing the country's support for the Syrian people and their right to determine their future. Speaking to the lower house of Parliament, Hassan said Jordan has maintained this stance for over 13 years and continues to call for a political solution that preserves Syria's unity and stability. On Jordanians in Syria, the Prime Minister confirmed that efforts are underway to ensure their safety and secure their return. Foreign Minister Ayman al-Safadi said Jordan is closely monitoring the developments in Syria and is fully committed to supporting a political solution that allows the Syrian people to shape their own future. Speaking to the lower house of Parliament, Safadi emphasized that a political resolution is vital for restoring Syria's stability and re-establishing its role as a key Arab state. The foreign minister also made it clear that the only solution to the refugees is their safe return to Syria. The lower house of Parliament referred the draft budget law for the fiscal year 2025 to its Finance Committee during a session chaired by Speaker Ahmed al-Safadi and attended by Prime Minister Jafar Hassan and Cabinet members. The committee will start debating the draft law with ministries, government units and institutions before making recommendations and submitting them to the Chamber. MPs reviewed remarks on the budget and called on the government to find fundamental solutions to the economic challenges facing Jordan. And earlier, Minister of Finance Abdul Hakim al-Shibli delivered a speech on the draft budget law before the House of Parliament. He said the national economy managed to maintain stability and reflect positive indicators. The minister emphasized that this budget focuses on funding major projects according to the Economic Modernization Vision Programme. Shibli also noted that the foreign currency reserves have risen to over $20 billion, covering Jordan's imports of goods and services for 8 months. He pointed out that the government has adopted a package of measures to stimulate economic activity, support the private sector and ease the financial burdens on citizens. The minister said that unemployment rate declined in the first half of 2024 to around 21.4% compared to 22.1% in the same period of 2023. According to the minister, the trade deficit decreased by 3% during the first 3 quarters of the current year, recording approximately 6.9 billion dinars. Over to Syria now. The Syrian armed opposition forces have reportedly tasked Mohammed al-Bashir to form a transitional government. Meanwhile, a Turkish security source said Turkey-backed Syrian opposition groups took control of the northern Syrian town of Manjib from US-backed Syrian Kurdish forces known as SDF, a day after rebels declared Syrian President Bashar al-Assad's ousting. The SDF had been holding the town in recent days amid intense fighting with the Syrian National Army and other Turkey-backed groups. Meanwhile, the Syrian Observatory for Human Rights said a Turkish drone strike in a Kurdish-held area in northern Syria killed 11 civilians, including 6 children. Let's go to the Gaza Strip now, where Israel's latest strikes have killed 50 Palestinians and injured over 80 others in the past 24 hours. Israel has been waging a genocidal war on Gaza since October last year, killing at least 44,750 Palestinians and injuring nearly 106,000 others. Meanwhile, the head of Kamal Adwan Hospital in northern Gaza said more than 100 patients' lives are at risk after the hospital lost power and vital supplies like oxygen and water were cut. Thank you so much for your time.